Man, how has Funko still not made a pop for this specific movie? I've been collecting Funko Pops for nearly 10 years now. And since I've started collecting Funko Pops, I've checked off a lot of my wish list, like including the Trailer Park Boys last year. We finally got my favorite band Green Day a couple of years ago, and even my favorite Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way, finally got made a few years back. However, there still is Pops that I want Funko to make, hopefully very soon. I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 Pops that I want Funko to make. And with that, there are some concept arts made by different users on Instagram or posts I found on Reddit, so let's check them out. And so the first pop that I have listed here is for the Add Icons lineup, and it is Pepsi Man. Now, of course, we've seen lots of Coca-Cola pops, such as the Coca-Cola Polar Bear, the Santa Claus. We've seen the Foodies lineup with the cans, even diving into some of the other Coke products like Sprite. However, Pepsi hasn't gotten much love besides a little bit of Easter eggs. For the Add Icons lineup, we did get the little sweet from Dr. Pepper, which Dr. Pepper is a Pepsi product, and we got a little Easter egg with one of the NASCAR pops, as it's got a Mountain Dew sponsorship, also another Pepsi product. And a lot of people have been wondering why there hasn't been any Pepsi product pops. And the concept I'm actually looking at is from Pop Draw YT. You may have heard of him if you watch Top Pops and look on the Reddit posts and see those concepts. So this is just a simple concept that he made for FunCon back in 2021, where it's just that gray design and you have the Pepsi logo where it's half gray and half blue for the body and then holding a can of Pepsi. The next pop I have on my list is Celtic Guardian from Yu-Gi-Oh! For those that are regular viewers of this channel, you know that I am trying to get a 100% set of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was actually something that hadn't been made until after I had started collecting, and they had really checked off my wish list for the most part, like Dark Magician, Summon Skull, even recently with Time Wizard and Kuribo in the same wave. However, Funko recently has been going into the later series of Yu-Gi-Oh! With the new wave, and so I feel there's still some of those OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel monsters that they can do, and I think the number one duel monster on my list has to be Celtic Guardian. And so the concept art that I'm looking at is from J Riz Custom Designs, who I've definitely put over on this channel a couple of times while doing these types of videos, and the concept does look really nice of Celtic Guardian here. I'm hoping for a Celtic Guardian pop to be made very soon. The third pop I have listed is from the Star Wars lineup. Now, my Star Wars set is kind of small because it's very specific. More specifically, I collect mostly Darth Vader and the Sith Lords, but there is definitely one character in mind that hasn't been made into a pop, and I think a lot of people would agree with me, and that is Assange Ventress. How has Assange Ventress not been made into a Funko Pop yet? And so the concept I'm looking at is from Nathros Funkos, which I'm sure a lot of people know about this creator, which he does some really awesome concepts. This looks really awesome, and hopefully, because there was series 1 of the Red Saber series, maybe a series 2 is how we can get an Assange Ventress Funko Pop finally. However, it would be more simple if we just got it separately as a Clone Wars pop, as a 4-inch pop, instead of paying a little bit extra for the 6-inch pop. The next pop I have listed is from Toy Story. I have listed Sid and the Pizza Planet Pop Town. Now, originally one of the pops I added on my list was actually a Zurg Pop Classics, but I wanted to stay away from characters that have already had pops, at least for the most part. You could put Andy in there, but I feel like with Sid, it makes more sense also, considering that Sid found Woody and Buzz Lightyear at the Pizza Planet before he brought him to his house and practically wanted to destroy them. So the only concept I could find of Sid is with this picture, which you can tell with the Woody pop there isn't actually a Funko Pop. So I think you have something with that, and then you have the Pizza Planet as a Pop Town, and I think that'd be a really wicked idea for a Pop Town realistically. Next pop I have here is also from the Add Icons lineup, and it's of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, I didn't put anything really specific, considering that honestly, at this point, really anything Cinnamon Toast Crunch wise, I would love to get in a Funko Pop form. And so right now I'm looking at what was a Pinterest post of a custom pop of the Crazy Square made by Yoda Matte Customs. And this looks pretty decent. However, selling a pop that tiny for the price that Funko Pops are would be a little bit of a ripoff. However, I wouldn't be surprised considering how we all seen that baby animal pop from the Muppets that is almost tinier than a Pokemon pop, and it's still being sold for for that regular common Funko Pop price. But I think the most likely scenario for a Cinnamon Toast Crunch Pop would probably be this Reddit post where we do have the foodies of just the box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch with Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. The next pop I have listed is Ripperoo from Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is my favorite video game of all time, and I'm trying to get every pop for the set, which I'm close to completing. And one of the characters that somehow they have skipped over, at least in pop form, is Ripperoo, even though we did get the mini set for Crash Team Racing, which did feature Ripperoo. So the fact that they haven't made a pop yet, and even the company U2s have capitalized on the character on making it for one of their figures, is just crazy to me. And I am looking at a concept from an account called Flame Reaper 64 on DeviantArt, and I think the way that they pulled off their pop is exactly how I would imagine it, where he is in the straight jacket, and even the yellow eyes would be perfect considering that he does have the swirly eyes, which I actually wouldn't mind bringing back those swirly eyes that you've seen with like the OG Joker and even the OG Darth Maul pops, because that would make sense for the way that Ripperoo looks. I'm hoping that very soon, not only do we get a new wave of Crash Bandicoot pops that I would buy, but Ripperoo is one of those characters to be added. The next pop, or next set of pops that I have listed here, is from the TV series Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, I know we've gotten rumors of Brooklyn Nine-Nine pops the last couple of years, but it still hasn't come to fruition yet, so it makes me think, are they actually happening? Did they get canceled? But hopefully they are still making Brooklyn Nine-Nine pops. And we're looking at customs from, once again, Nathro's Funkos, which he did an excellent job on them, where we got, of course, Jake Peralta, Amy Santiago, Captain Holt with his dog, and then even on the second page, Terry, Charles, Hitchcock, and Scully, and then even a Doug Judy pop to be made there, which makes sense considering that they did do, of course, Daryl from The Office, who is played by the same actor. The next pop I have listed here is a pop albums of Dookie from Green Day. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Green Day is my favorite band. I'm actually going to be seeing them in concert this August, and one of the things that I wish Funko would make is a pop albums, especially for Dookie, my favorite album that so happens to be celebrating their 30th anniversary this year, and this year also is the 20th anniversary of American Idiot. So either one of those would be awesome, but I think most likely you can make Dookie rather than what you could pull off with American Idiot. And I'm actually looking at a concept art from Reddit that actually has the Dookie album, but the pop is actually a piece of poo, which there probably isn't a likeliness of them using just a poo as the pop, but I think the likeliness of using a pop that isn't any of the band members realistically would be the monkey that's in the front cover. And so I'll actually show you guys right now, I do have the album of Dookie on CD, and the monkey I'm talking about is actually right there, where he actually has the piece of poo in his hand and he's like, throw? So I think that would be the perfect pop to use if you didn't want to use any of the band members. The next pop I have listed is an American Badass Undertaker. Me being DK wrestler, I do collect a lot of the WWE pops, and my #1 wish list is an American Badass Undertaker, which we still have not gotten yet. We technically got it in the form of the Amazon exclusive Boneyard Undertaker to commemorate his retirement from professional wrestling. However, that isn't exactly American Badass, is only a hybrid, but we actually got an American Badass pop, more specifically a Pop Rides, where he's riding on his motorcycle. That would be amazing. And I am looking at a concept art from J Riz Custom Designs that he made recently, where he does have the motorcycle with them. He's got the long hair. He's actually wearing, and I can tell with the detail, the Big Evil t-shirt, and he's wearing his bandana. So this pop was done very, very well. My only problem of Funko making an American Badass Pop Rides in this day and age is that most likely they'd probably make the pop the size of like a 4-inch pop, but give us the Pop Rides box, just like we seen with the Elmo on Tricycle from TargetCon earlier this year. And now the final pop that I want to see, or pops that I want to see, is for the movie Small Soldiers. If you've been watching this channel since day one, you know that myself and MD Shady have been wanting pops for the highly underrated movie Small Soldiers for such a long long time. And I think there are going to be a plethora of different characters, obviously from the Commando Elite and the Gorgonites, that could be turned into Pops. And of course, we are looking at Nathro's Funko. And the first one we're looking at, of course, is the main antagonist, the leader of the Commando Elite, Major Chip Hazard, which looks so amazing in this Pop form. And then he also made the main protagonist, the leader of the Gorgonites, it's Archer. And both of these Pops turned out so well, and it makes me excited for the possibility of one day finally getting Small Soldiers Funko Pops, maybe even leading them to actually making replica figures, kind of like they did with Turbo Man for Jingle All the Way. That'd be absolutely amazing. And Funko, if you're watching this, I want some Small Soldiers Pops right about now. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. And if you enjoyed today's video of 10 Funko Pops that I want Funko to make next, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below on some of your wish lists of what Funko should make, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.